Let's talk about masculine and feminine energies today. Big video today, and we're gonna make fresh pasta with something like a pesto. Like, what are you doing in there? Can you stop? Look at our beautiful basil plants. We got enough to feed the whole neighborhood. Mamma mia! And check out this Thai basil plant. What had happened was I went to a Vietnamese restaurant with my grandma. We ate pho. And you know how they give you the Thai basil on the table with the bean sprouts? We took this home and my papa was like, oh, we're gonna plant this. And I was like, what are you talking about, you crazy woman? And we actually planted it, and look how nice it is now. So that's how it works. So now I'm gonna make some pesto with my basil, my friends. We plant this with love, and now we're gonna eat it because we put our own positive intention into it, so it's gotta be good. Oh crap, I wasn't recording any of that. Anyway, I just took all the basil and I put it in here. What I just said was really good. Anyway, the difference between masculine and feminine. And I feel like that's a contentious topic these days because we're like fighting each other. We're not in harmony. We're not in balance. But it's not coming from a standpoint of biology. I look like a man, you look like a woman. The chromosomes. We're not talking about that. Going another layer deeper in consciousness is how we identify gender, masculine and feminine, from a cultural standpoint, from a religious standpoint. Men should be the breadwinners of the household. Women should stay home and take care of the kids. But going another layer deeper is the energetic standpoint between masculine and feminine energies. But we don't talk about that as much, right? But let me let you in on a little secret. We both have masculine and feminine energies, and we both have those energies at our disposal, and we both can integrate and find the balance and find the strengths in each of them, and we can both honor the masculine within ourselves, both honor the feminine within ourselves, and then come into union, come into partnership with the opposite energy, the predominant opposite energy, and form a mamma mia double dragon. Like it's just good. So let me explain the premise of. So I have my basil in here, pistachios. So I'm not gonna add Parmigiano Reggiano cheese in here. If I had it, I would add it, but I don't have it. I don't have cheese laying around all the time. Even though I like it, it's tasty. So instead of that, and this is gonna act as like fat too, the nuts. And pistachios are good. So these are salted. I'm gonna add a little bit of soy sauce for funk, dark soy sauce, pepper, just a little bit of lemon so it doesn't oxidize. Oh. Put a little pit in there, never hurt anyone. Ice cream cap. Olive oil. Mamma mia! I'm just doing whatever I have, alright? Use what you have. Like, this might not be a pesto, but I'm making something similar. Inspired by it. The pistachios need to break down, they release their essential oils. Very fragrant, makes it a little bit thicker. That's good. So back to masculine and feminine energies. We both embody masculine and feminine energies, but I believe we all have core natures, but that doesn't mean that, you know, just because I'm a man, I can't embrace my feminine nature and be in balance. I most certainly can. Or just because you're not a female doesn't mean that you can't embody some masculine energy. So I think our whole concept of masculine and feminine energies is tied to biology and tied to religion and culture. It's not tied to energy. If you look at the yin and yang symbol, what does it symbolize? It symbolizes duality. It symbolizes opposing forces working together. It symbolizes the masculine and feminine, the light and dark, all working together, and the opposite forces is always within. And it's kind of like a balancing action. So I believe a lot of disconnect and disharmony between the genders has a lot to do with not understanding, one, ourselves, and two, the energy that we're putting out, masculine and feminine energies, and not realizing that we can embody, and it's fine to embody the other energy from time to time, but being conscious. So what are some examples of, let's say, an unconscious female? Maybe an unconscious female would be wanting to be dominated in all aspects, meaning kind of a pushover, a little bit whiny, wanting to be told what to do and not really having any sort of, just being dominated. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend anyone, just hear me out. What can be an unconscious masculine energy? Maybe it's wanting to destroy or conquer everything, disconnected from your heart. Those are unconscious responses that come about in survival mode, right? Like sometimes humanity is put in very dangerous situations where we have to fight wars and protect ourselves. The natural response is to protect yourself, to fight a war and like conquer and destroy, right? because we have to survive. And maybe from a feminine unconscious standpoint, if you cannot provide for yourself, you're totally dependent on the masculine energies and you'll do anything, right? Because that's in survival mode. Some of us still have to survive from time to time. My heart goes out. But as a collective, the people that don't have to survive on a day-to-day basis, and we have the opportunity, well, everyone does. You have a way to choose more easily, I'll say more easily, than other people because of the cards that you're dealt. A life that is more conscious, that is more aware. We become more mature in awareness, not age. So if you choose to live a life more of consciousness, you're not only helping yourself, it's a ripple effect. You're helping your community, you're helping your friends, you're helping your family, you're changing the vibration of the world. I'd like to think that this patriarchal society that we live in is not just due to men, it's due to a lot of women being okay with it, becoming that unconscious energy. So now let's talk about conscious masculine and feminine energies. Feminine, nurturer, compassion, a real connection to their heart, a real connection to their intuition, a real connection to the divine, getting a download like, oh, it feels right. I'm getting tingles as I'm talking about this. It just feels right. I can't explain it. Really locking into their heart space. A more conscious feminine. That doesn't mean that they're not strong. It doesn't mean that they're weak and submissive, but they're coming from their heart and they're creators, right? They're bringing life. Now, what is a conscious masculine? Think about that for a second. I would say a conscious masculine is a protector, but they're not doing it from a state of lack. They're not doing it from a state of fear. So not really a protector, it's more of a giver and a provider. Coming from a stable, grounded heart space, they want to take care. They want to provide. They want to give. They also take action, take forward movement. So an example of masculine and feminine working together is the feminine would get a download, a creative idea from source, from their higher self. Oh, I should maybe start my own business. But then they would use the masculine energy to move forward and actually take the action to start that business. So the masculine is all about like projection and the sun and caring and providing. The examples that I provided, don't they sound beautiful? And why don't you ask yourself how you would define a conscious masculine, someone that's really in tune with themselves, how you would define a conscious feminine, and talk about the energy. Don't just talk about the person. Doesn't mean like I'm a man, that doesn't mean I can't embody divine feminine nature. Like I most certainly embody divine feminine nature, my nurture, compassion, connecting to source, connecting to spirit, connecting to my higher self. It doesn't make me less of a man. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and eat it tomorrow because I'm intuitively listening to my body, and I ate a big lunch today, so I'm really full, so I'm not gonna eat dinner today. I'm gonna prepare now because everything's in preparation, but I'm gonna eat this tomorrow, listening to my body. I'm not eating meals just because I'm eating meals. The conscious masculine and the conscious feminine energies are beautiful, and if we just be aware of that and see how we can utilize those energies within ourselves. Now, I know life happens, and say for example, you're a female, you're married to your husband and you have 3 kids, and then, you know, the husband passes away, right? That causes you to be in a more masculine energy, a more survival fight or flight mode, which can cause you to be more in a unconscious masculine energy because you have to provide. In effect, you close out your heart, you become a little bit more cold, you lose access to your intuition. I'm not saying that that's wrong or bad, but I think we should be aware of that, because if you become what you are, you will manifest, I believe, the opposite. So if you're and this is where it gets confusing, I feel like the energies are getting all mixed up and we're not aware of masculine and feminine energies, so we're just unconscious because we're thinking about it only from biology and thinking about it from culture and religion. But say if you're a feminine that's very aggressive, right? You're closing yourself off to love, and you're closing out potential mates that could be a high vibration to you. Instead, you're attracting people, potential mates that are the opposite energy of you. You're attracting the unconscious feminine traits. Someone that's overly dependent, whiny. If you're a very overly, masculine unconscious person, you'll be attracting that. Same thing as a man. If I am an unconscious man and all I do is just like close off my heart and just make money and care about my status, I'm gonna attract the type of woman that's gonna be superficial, care about status, and that's, so we have to be aware of the energy. But just know that there are gonna be seasons in our life where we have to nurture ourselves, we have to take care of ourselves sometimes And there'll be seasons of our life, periods of our life where it's important to take action. It's important to move forward. As a woman too, gotta take that step. As man and woman, we can use both masculine and feminine energies. We have masculine and feminine energies within us. That is something beautiful. That is something amazing. But then it's becoming more self-aware of ourselves and leaning into the energy that's needed in the particular moment, because the divine feminine is strong. The divine masculine is strong, right? So we need to find that strength within ourselves, and that starts by knowing ourselves. And then once we know ourselves and we can adapt and flow with the masculine and feminine energies, and we find our divine match, our divine partner, be it a man or woman, we come into union, we combine forces, it's game over. And I'm not saying that since I'm a man, the woman has to play the divine feminine role all the time. But there'll be periods, I believe it's not always 50-50, where we adapt and adjust. We adapt and adjust our energies. But I cannot allow the woman that I'm with to be her true divine self if I'm not truly my divine self. If I'm not truly my divine masculine, how can I attract how can my divine feminine be ourselves, right? You reap what you sow, you are what you eat. So yeah, this is just talking about how beautiful it is for two conscious individuals to come together, as well as having masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. Not talking about gender, not talking about biology, not talking about race, not talking about religions, not talking about culture, but we have the energies within ourselves, so let's use them. Sometimes it's important to punch, sometimes it's important to block. Punch masculine, block feminine. 1-2 punch. Let's do the dishes. That's a big rant, but I got really excited about this. And leave a comment below, I want to hear what you have to think. But the main thing is, like, we should learn from each other and think about divine soul-led connections and really knowing ourselves, knowing when to be the nurturer, the feminine, knowing when to be the projector, the go-getter spirit attitude. So that's important. And I feel like that will lead to more connection between us, being more conscious to who we really are, and seeing the value of ourselves and what we can create, and seeing the value of partnership and union together. So know who you are. My whole life, I never knew what it meant to be a man. I never knew what it meant to be a man, and I'm sure a lot of you out there are thinking the same thing. And my truth right now as a man is someone, this is just me and it's different for everyone, is someone that wants to take care and provide and nurture as well. So I want to provide, but I also want to nurture. And I cannot provide if I don't nurture myself. So it's all connected. So I have masculine and feminine energies within me. And for a long time, I wasn't nurturing myself. So how can I step into my true divine masculine energy? You get what I'm saying? It's 100% Mamma Mia. You know, cooking is a lot of hard work. You gotta prepare everything. So I'm gonna prepare everything today and then I'm gonna cook it tomorrow. Again, intuitive listen to my body. But you gotta prepare everything. You gotta cook everything. And you gotta clean up. That's how it is. That's how you make things special. That's how things grow. Now we're gonna make some fresh pasta and we're gonna cook it tomorrow again. Semolina flour. No measurements. Okay, that much. Make a little well. Put 1 egg in there. And as I'm making this, I'm thinking positive thoughts. I'm grateful for the food. I'm grateful for the eggs. I'm grateful for the ingredients. It's all an energetic exchange. Just like the sun, it's a masculine energy. It gives life to, let's say, a flower. A flower is very feminine. And then the flower gives life to bees that use the flower to pollinate the, you know what I'm saying? Like they pollinate the flower. So everything is like a connection and it's an exchange. So a union between however you identify, and let's say masculine and feminine energies, knowing your masculine and feminine energies within, and then getting the healed, conscious masculine and feminine energy as your complement, it's just a Mamma Mia. I never made just semolina flour pasta. Let's see how this comes out. Falling apart. Again, this is like organic flour too. It's not so processed, it's kind of thick. Let this sit for 10 minutes. And my message is not like automatically oh, get into a relationship. You must get into a relationship. No, it's just to be conscious of ourselves, realize that we all embody masculine and feminine energies. And then when you do come into union in a relationship, and you can really embrace your divine masculine, your divine feminine energies, and intertwine and, you know, kind of dance in your own energies amongst each other, it's beautiful. That's true creation. I don't know how this pasta is gonna come out because using this ultra stone ground semolina flour, it's not like very fine like how you find in most stores because it tastes better. It's too dry now. I'm not a pasta expert, I'm just doing whatever. It's not staying together now. Alright, what do I do when it's not staying together? Make little balls. Let's just make little balls since it's not staying together. This is not the best. Look at that. I feel like my Italian ancestors would hate me, but you know, we're just gonna go with it. You gotta have fun with your food too. It's not gonna come out like 100% every time, alright? Put that to the side. For these, we're gonna do roll-ups. This is a new pasta shape. I just invented it right here. That's the Mamma Mia. Here are my pasta rolls. Put this in the fridge. And we'll see what happens tomorrow, okay? Creation. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. See you tomorrow. Peace. And I'm not trying to offend anyone by what I cook, like Italians probably want to kill me. I'm just trying to use what I have and going with the flow and taking risks. I do respect the origin, I do respect where things come from, but if I cook the same recipes that everybody else did all the time, of course I can cook it because I went to cooking school, I know how to cook, I learned from my grandmother, but in order to create new things like a pizza, Mamma Mia, a lot of things were created by accident, by mistake. So that's what I'm going for when I do like random weird stuff, alright? You get what I'm saying? Good morning, I'm back and I'm gonna cook my pasta my semolina pasta 100% that I rolled up. I made something new, I messed it up. This is falling apart. We'll see what I wanna do with this. Now I have a potato, again, creativity. When I film these cooking videos, I never really go out to the store and buy stuff. I just look what's at home and I try to use it up for the most part. Also, I don't film multiple takes of a recipe. That's why sometimes when I make a recipe, it doesn't come out good. But when I used to teach virtual cooking classes, I would make dishes that I tested a couple times and I would make the recipe like 3 times and I would write the order of operations. I wouldn't do it totally on the fly, totally with my intuition like this. So that's just the process. I'm showing you the first take. I'm showing you the imperfection. I'm showing you the minimal edit. I'm showing you that it's okay to not be perfect. Would I sell this maybe in the restaurant? No, but you gotta fail a couple times before you make a winning dish that gets on the menu. Potato. And you wanna put this in water, otherwise it's gonna oxidize, but I'm gonna cook this right away. In some parts of Italy, they actually add potato to their pesto and pasta. I don't know why, but it's quite good. Potato is good. Add this potato to boiling water, the same water that I'm gonna put the pasta in. Always got bok choy around the house. Lotus root, I'm gonna use half of this. Okay. Don't peel your finger like me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is a spiritual number. Just look at the lotus root. Mamma Mia. Mamma Mia! It's a Mamma Mia. Saute the lotus root. This is a little wet, so this is gonna be dangerous, so away from me. Now I feel like cutting a tomato. Half the tomato. We'll fix this out. Now let's look at the pasta, or whatever it is, that didn't stay together. I have my rolls here. This is the patty. Now I'm gonna add these rolls into this water. Wow, look at that brown color. Let's cut this. Okay, kind of like a bread thing. Let's see if it's edible. It's edible. And it's kind of dry because semolina is like really dry. But it's not terrible. I'm just gonna go with the flow. Here's my pesto from yesterday. Pistachio pesto. No, that's it. Like this, and some fresh basil. Okay, this is my pan-fried semolina pasta bread thing that kind of messed up, but this is how it's gonna be right now. Made the best of what we had. So this is uno. Look how much these guys expanded. I'm gonna put it in a bowl like this with some potatoes. Pasta water in there. Put a little bit of pesto in there. You see how thick it's getting because the potatoes, pesto warming up? That's one. That's that. 2 dishes. 2 dishes. 2 mistakes. Masculine, feminine energy, just going with the flow and seeing what comes out. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have shown you that you don't need to be perfect. And I talked about masculine and feminine energy, which I think is a really good topic. Let's try this out. So a little pesto on here. 1, 2, 3. It's too hard, it's too dense. It tastes like raw pasta, because that's what it is. Mamma mia! And this could be okay. Let's try this one out. Alright, let's try it out. Okay, this is not bad. It's just when you make something all semolina, it's kind of like heavy. So that's how it feels, but it is cooked in the middle. It was a learning lesson, just went with the flow. Masculine, feminine energies. The pesto is good though. If I just use regular pasta, or if I actually made pasta the right way, this would be a winner. All right, wish you well, peace. I show you the process. I show you that not everything is perfect. I show you that you can go with the flow. I show you that you can take risks, and I know you have it in you. The only reason why I can do it is because for the longest time I didn't believe in myself. So now that I have a platform, it's still shocking to me too. So I constantly want to help you, and I'm all about energetic exchanges these days. So how you can help me continue to be me and continue to evolve is to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have longer form videos. You can also see some of the first videos that I've created. So I show you the process, I show you the beginning. Also, please go to my Instagram, follow me on Instagram. You have more like personal little updates and that sort of thing. Subscribe, get the YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, let's do it. And I don't recommend rolling up the pasta. It's just, it takes forever to cook. And yeah, it's still kind of raw, a little bit in the center. Okay, peace.